Hello there, bookish besties. Welcome to a new month. You know what that means. It's a new roundup of those top books that I read last month, and essentially just books that you should or maybe should not add to your own TBR. Well, go ahead. Let's grab your little bevy. Let's get started. So for me, somehow March was a very hectic month. I actually did not read as much as I had in my previous months. And if I'm being honest, I think I blame Sunrise on the Reaping for that, but in the best possible way. Like, no hate towards that book. I love that book. But we're gonna go ahead and dive in with my first read of the month, Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This book was such a cute little warm and fuzzy book. And if you're looking for a good memoir to read, I highly recommend. It was charming, I laughed, it was real, it was raw, it was emotional. I felt every emotion underneath the sun, and it was just a really good, fuzzy read if you're looking for, again, like a good motivational memoir. Spoilers, I guess, kind of. Lean on your female friends. Your female friends are so important, or even if you're a guy, lean on your male friends. It's not always about romantic relationships. Lean on your friends. Your friendships and those platonic relationships are sometimes like the pure, the best loves of your life. And sometimes you need to hear that, and it's so warm and fuzzy. This book made me feel so innocent and like a little lamb, I guess. Because when I was 15 years old, I was not sneaking out of the house and going to parties. I've never had the experience where I've walked into a party and I partied with a guy who used to party with my mom when she was my age. Can't relate. When I was 15 years old, you know what I was doing? I was staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning playing Sims 3 on my computer. I can't relate, but it was entertaining nonetheless. All right, first time caller. This book, I don't know what I was expecting when I tuned into this book. I had listened to it on audiobook, and actually I highly recommend doing that because the way this is set up. Think Sleepless in Seattle, but modern day. The entire premise is you have the grouchy radio host who's sick and tired of helping people find love. He's giving love advice, and all of it's awful. And he's slowly falling out of the idea of love because he doesn't think it exists anymore. And he gets a caller, and it's a daughter looking for her mom to find love. And they connect, it goes viral, and next thing you know, she's a guest on the radio show, and there's a whole quest of her to find love. It's very, very cute. The banter is 10 out of 10. I have not really found like a modern day romance that has this level of witty banter. Loved these characters. And when you're listening to it in audiobook, it's dual POV, so you have the male narrator and the female narrator just going at it. And because it's a radio show, there's like that level on top of it. And oh my gosh, guys, first time caller, you need to add it to your TBR if you're in like a silly, goofy romance mood. Oh my, it's so good. It's so good. Actually, I was on the phone with my friend literally last night. We were having a cute little FaceTime date where we like made dinner and we were talking about Sunrise on the Reaping, and she was asking for recommendations, and I was like, first time caller. First time caller. This book right here. If you haven't, yes. So this next book that I read last month, it was definitely not my usual style, but I was in a spooky mood. Don't ask me why. I think I just gotten off like a thriller kick, and I was like, I want to be scared. So I picked up the Amityville Horror. And you guys are probably very, very familiar with the movie, but this book is the accounts of everything that happened in that house from, it's real life, it's true events that actually happened. It has all the accounts individually from the parents, from the priest that was involved, and it's, the story of a demonic possession and a demonic house. We love that. It was very great. It was very, very well done, very informative, very intriguing. Weird to say that I really enjoyed my time with it, but I also could not read it at night. I had to make sure all my lights were on, and I also had to listen to my fun little romance audiobook right afterwards in order to like cleanse my palate. Like that definitely had to happen. But a couple of fun things about me, if you don't already know, which you probably don't if you're watching this for the first time and you're just discovering my channel. Hi! So I am a very spiritual girly, and I say that in the way of just like spirits are just like attracted to me my entire life. Without going into too much backstory, I grew up in a very, very haunted house. We nicknamed him Jeffrey. He gets very active whenever I return home. Parents did not believe me until I moved out at 18, and sure enough, all the activity continued happening, and now my parents were like, oh shoot, you were right. I had an ex-boyfriend that had a literal demon attached to him, and I jokingly say that he was possessed by the devil, and you know, not entirely wrong there. I've got some stories. And usually whenever I do travel, I have a lot of experiences wherever I go. Recently, I just came back from a trip from New York City, experienced something there. New Orleans, Savannah, Georgia, you name it, I've probably experienced something there. So if you guys want more details on those stories, let me know, because I can do a whole entire ghost story one where I just deep dive into these experiences because they are wild. So this book hit a little too close to home. A little too close to home for me. My therapist literally gave me a crystal for protection to carry around with me wherever I go. So I'm good. And then of course, the final book that I read in March, the final one, no one is surprised, is Sunrise on the Reaping. This book came out literally March 21st. I had it in my hands day one, plowed through it in about a week. I took time. I didn't read it in 24 hours like I did on Next Storm. I took my time with this one because it was just so sad, and it recontextualizes everything we know about the original trilogy of Hunger Games. Suzanne Collins just completely outdid herself, honestly. We didn't know it was possible, but here she is how many years later and said, you guys need to learn a lesson. And Mama Suzanne, I'm listening, I'm here, I'm scared. I'm scared. I have a couple of Sunrise videos already live if you want to go peek into them. And I have a lot more coming up, you guys. So get ready, strap on in. I'm doing an entire Hunger Games series, essentially diving into all the original books, talking about things that we've missed, how Sunrise on the Reaping, how Sunrise on the Reaping changes everything, and also diving into some like fun little movies about it too, comparing the books and the movies. Get excited, I have a lot of fun things for that as well. So I do have a couple of books that I don't want to classify as DNF. There's another section of books that I would like to name my DNF BITITASP. And essentially that means my did not finish, but I totally intend to at some point. And right now I have two books in that little section. First one is The Body Keeps a Score. I got about 30% into this book, and then my library return hold relapsed, and I could not finish it because it went back to my public library. Support your public libraries, love them. This book was a little triggering and traumatic for me sometimes, so I had to take it in very, very small doses. I couldn't just do it all in one sitting. I couldn't just do it for like hours at a time, and I didn't get through it fast enough. So I fully intend to borrow it again and go through it again. And then my next one is Quicksilver. I'm gonna get a lot of hate on not being able to get through this one, but I have good reasons. Please, I have good reasons, because again, I fully intend to pick it back up. And here's my list of reasons, is I had picked it up in the middle of March. You know what comes out at the end of March? Sunrise. I did not want to get so into Quicksilver that I had to stop in the middle to read Sunrise. Sunrise was my priority. I'm so sorry. And I had just finished two like pretty mega fantasy series. So I just went through all of Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. And then I also did the duology, Serpents in the Wings of Night and Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. So I was like a little fantasied out, just like a little bit. I needed a break, a palate cleanser. So I fully intend to come back to it, guys, but feel free, bully me in the comments, tell me I have to read it. I know that I do, I know that it's so good. It's on my list, I promise. I'm gonna pick it back up. I got like one chapter in and I was like, oh no, I can't do this right now. I can't do this right now. So that is March, that is the roundup. That is, oh my gosh, like what, 4 books and 2 fully anticipate to restart and redo? I'm still on track to hit my reading goal, so it's fine. I just got like a little distracted. I should also mention that I read Sunrise twice. I did do that. I was that crazy person and took it to the next level. But let me know how far you guys are in your reading goals for 2025. How did you wrap up Q1 in my corporate girly business speak? Because corporate girly business life, you know, we got those full-time jobs. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, fabulous rest of your day, week, month, year, lifetime, essentially. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you all next time. And thanks. Please like, comment, subscribe. Talk to me, please. I love all my new friends I've gotten on this page and this channel. It's made my heart so happy and so full that we get to share these experiences together and just share this life together. And I could get really, really deep, but I won't because it's not what you're here for. Have a good rest of your day. And as always, everyone, happy reading.